Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of the Playhouse. Yani, I am so excited about this CTA. This is a special one. But before that, I need to tell you guys thank you. I've got a little something special for each and every single one of you who has been part of this CTA journey from, I think, 2015 all the way till today. Because of you, yes, you, we have it, guys. Those sound effects at the bottom is because Isaiah and Wamai were sleeping. Anyway, guys, Yani, this is a silver plaque. It's a play, the YouTube play button for passing 100,000 subscribers. This thing was delivered to my digs and I was just like, I can't believe this, man. I can't believe this. So there's a special video that I'm going to do just for each and every single one of you. It's actually on the channel right now. So you can go into the description and just click on it and watch it. And I'm going to be doing more videos just to tell you about the CTA journey. But for now, I wanted to just present this to you. Every single person who has viewed this channel, this is me saying thank you. Every single person who has been a consumer of this channel, gone further than just viewing and taking the content, who've bought merchandise. Yani, this is because of you. Every single one of you who I consider CTA ambassadors, Yani, beyond even what people see, there's so much that you do. You take these videos, you share with other people, you force them to watch. You are literally a CTA ambassador, unpaid. I just want to say thank you. Each and every single person who has sat on this CTA seat, it is because of you, all the way from, I know people think we started with Musyoka. No, there's even a guy called Mwenesi we shot before, Joyce Mbaya, Riga, Chris Adwar, all before Musyoka. A big thank you, all the way until Kendi and all the way until our guest. Every single musician, business leader, pastor, every single person who has sat here, a big thank you. Every single person who has held a camera to ensure that CT has happened, all the way from George Kagwe. Guys don't even know about Georgie. Khalifa. Hey, Khalifa. Dero was with me for a long minute. Jeff. Hey, Jeff was with me for Musyoka. Hey. And who we have with us today, Aizo and Wamai. This channel is because of you. Yani, again, I say this success is because of you. There's a full video we're going to do about that, but I just wanted to kick this off with a new beginning because today is a new beginning. And I just wanted to say thank you. Here is the road. Next stop, 1 million. And we're going to get there faster than we got here. Don't be shocked if we are there by this year. In fact, we will be at 1 million by this year. The words that leave your mouth are very important. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Last but definitely not least, I have to thank God, man, because it's because of him why we do this. Even the way people come and share on this platform, I'm not gifted enough to make them speak like that. Actually, I've never even gone to school for this. So God, thank you. You are here even with us right now. Thank you. Because of you, we are. And we continue to be for you, for your glory, and for your name. Excited. Let's get into this. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of the Playhouse. Yani, you know, the Playhouse is taking, it's morphing, it's growing, it's becoming this thing that I didn't even expect. It's why I was saying a big thank you to God, man, because I don't have the calculation and the strategy to have planned it to become like this. We started with musicians, we've had business leaders. Now we are getting people on the platform who've been in finance and who've been impacting the world, the globe, Kenya, the country, Nairobi, in ways that I could never have imagined. And some of these people who are beginning to come onto the platform are behind the scenes. People who are not really in front, who are not really famous, but the impact that they are having behind the scenes is unfathomable. It is of such great impact and it is amazing, man. Our guest is that person. Our guest has such an impactful story. Her journey, her life journey alone is just, it's remarkable. Even I am going to hear about it for the first time today. I am going to hear about it for the first time today. I've had the privilege of knowing this person for maybe the last 2 years, but I've not holistically heard their story. I'm not even going to introduce them by titles. You know why? Because today, not only am I going to be unveiling them to you who is watching, but to be honest, I'm also going to be unveiling her to myself. So I don't want to introduce her on the basis of her credentials, even though she's an amazing mother, even though she's an amazing wife. I'm just saying those ones so that you know she's taken off the plate. Stuck in my DMs. There's no sliding into DMs. She's an amazing business leader who has had some crazy impact. She's brought, I'll tease you on this one. She's brought funding into this country that meant that over 800 people, 800 individuals were employed because of her. I'm not even talking about the impact that those 800 people then had on other people, but I want you to hear her story. A global leader. I'm unveiling this one to the globe. It's not just for Kenya. This is a global leader that we have on this platform. So ladies and gentlemen, Wamaya Izo, and I need you to help me here. And also you in the fire emojis there. By the way, weka those emojis. Watch Izo, don't just stare. Put your hands together for Mercy Njoki Njoroge Mwongela.
What?
Subscriber 101,000. Actually, you and your hubby have been, yani, not just viewers of CTA, even used to donate all the way from Dubs.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We thank God.
Mercy Njoki, you know my wife is called Mercy Njoki.
Imagine, what are the odds?
But Mercy Njoki Njoroge Mwongela. I introduced you with all those names.
Yes.
Can I call you Mercy today?
Yes, please.
I can.
Mercy is good.
Mercy is good.
Yes.
But I'm sure there are people who know you from the different names.
Hey, people know me from many, many names.
Yeah.
But I like Mercy because God revealed to me. At one point, I never used to like Mercy because I was like, it's such a common name. Then God revealed to me and said, you know, my name is Mercy.
Oh. Umeanza na deepness. I love it.
Yeah. We share a name.
Whoa.
It is through God's mercies that we exist.
Oh.
Mercy is compassion. Mercy is love. So when I was questioning, I wanted a fancy name, Ashley, you know, all those nice names. God was like, we share a name. Mercy is powerful. So nowadays, I love Mercy. So please call me Mercy.
Yeah, that is so deep. You know, you've said, God said, my name is Mercy.
Yeah.
That is a whole other rabbit hole we can enter. But let's kick this thing off from the very beginning.
Yes.
I want you to enjoy. If you want to stop at whatever time it is.
Sure.
If you want to talk directly to the people, there's your camera right there. If you, Yani, you are the driver of this conversation.
Okay.
I'm just excited for where it needs to go.
Yeah.
So I want us to kick this thing off from the very beginning. And on CTA, the first question that I like starting with is, tell us where and when you were born.
Okay.
From there, tuendelee.
So I was born in Nairobi at Jama Hospital to George Mushendo Njoroge and Lois Wanjiru Mushendo. But my parents go by the surname of Njoroge, which was my grandfather's name, hence Mercy Njoki Njoroge Mwongela. I was born on the 29th of October, 1984, which for some reason I always check like dates, which is Monday. I was like, oh, why Monday? I was born on a Monday. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What number are you in the family? What born are you?
I am the second to my mom, but the seventh to my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So your dad was married before? Or
My dad was married before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So second to your mom, give me the structure from that. And
Okay.
or who were you living with at that time? Actually, let's dive into that. Tell me, let's talk about your earliest memories.
Okay. So my dad was married before and had 5 children from his first marriage, which was separated. And so when my mom got married to my dad, he wasn't married. Yeah. My mom and dad now had my brother, myself, and my small sister. So my earliest memory of growing up, our house always had people. 2 of my elder sisters from my dad's former marriage lived with us. Others lived with their mom. And I think with their mom and Shags, because they were much, much older than us.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had that memory, a lot of people on and around us, from my dad's family, from my mom's family. Like our house has always had people.
And where is this house?
Many people. So when I was born in, I don't remember, but I understand my parents used to live in Uhuru Estate. Yeah. Then we moved to Umoja Estate, very briefly. We were there until just before I turned 5. Then we moved to Buruburu Phase 5. Okay. So my childhood memories are of Buruburu.
I get it.
Yeah, so Buru is home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the relationship like at this time with early memories, that time of 5 years old and below, if you can remember? What's the relationship between you and your mom, you and your dad?
Me and my dad were very, very, very close. For some reason, I don't have recollections of my relationship with my mom much until around 8. But before that, which we'll transition to, me and my dad were best friends. Nice. Yeah. Including salon runs. Dad will take me shopping. Yeah, and Dad was such a cool man. Okay.
Siblings?
So siblings.
You're older. Yeah, in fact, your family is a mix, a blended family.
Yes. So siblings, my mom, God really helped her with planning, because between myself and my brother, it's 5 years, and myself and my younger sister, 5 years.
Whoa.
So 5. So I was always the last born for a long time until along came my little sister Grace. See, Mercy and Grace. Yeah. Grace was born, and I come home from nursery. Mom had gone for 2 days, and my elder sister kept telling me, oh, Mom has going to have a baby. So I'm like, what do you mean? But babies are bought, isn't it? That's the same thing we used to be told. Babies are bought.
Or they come with a stock.
Or they come with a stock, yeah. So Mom, I come from nursery. There are women in the house. I haven't seen Mom for a few days. I'm happy. Then she tells me, go to my bedroom and see. There's something. So I go, tipito, and there's a baby in my cot, my crib. So the next thing they had was a baby crying. I think I pinched her.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Is this baby real? Yeah. So that was me growing up. That was still in Umoja. Then when my sister was 1 month old, we now moved to Buruburu.
Okay, can you remember, I think we can transition then into primary, or tell me a little bit then about Buruburu, what you remember. So community of that, because I know Buruburu at that time was community based.
Yes. Buru was good. It was amazing. First,
that's so good to hear.
This is Phase 5 in 1989. Picket fences.
Wow. Drainage.
Parks, play areas for children, fully fledged gated community.
Wow.
You know, Buruburu is a copy-paste of another estate in London.
No, I didn't know that.
Because it was done, Buruburu was done by the royal family. It was actually opened by, the groundbreaking was done by one of the members of the royal family.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's a mirror image of an estate, because I remember seeing it in the UK. I was leaving the airport and I saw an estate. I'm like, wait a minute, that actually looks like Buru. Yeah.
Okay, I've heard you.
Let's go back.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay, go on.
So, growing up, small neighborhood, we actually lived in one of the smallest courts. Our court had 14 houses. Some courts have much more houses. So we were very close. Our neighbors were very professional. They were professionals. All of them were professionals, actually. Accountants, doctors, lecturers. My dad was a businessman.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur. Or selling what, or in what business?
Manufacturing clothes.
Okay.
So there's a place called Uhuru Market, which you might not know, Richie.
I'm listening though.
But Uhuru Market, back in the days before the Mtumba industry, used to manufacture clothes that we, the local Kenyans, will buy. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was this print of a t-shirt called The City in the Sun. And it had KICC. Yes. So a lot of those things were being done in Uhuru Market. So they would buy cotton from the farmers, have the cotton manufactured into fabric. Yes. And then manufacture the clothes. Whoa. Design, manufacture the clothes. So my dad had a huge, there was a room as big, maybe 2 times this, with machines.
Yo.
Dressmaking, uniforms, clothes, and then he will now distribute them across Kenya.
So did you, but did that then also include school uniform?
At that particular time, no. Initially, no. it included just normal clothes.
Wow.
But now Uhuru Market has transitioned to become one of the largest manufacturers of local school uniforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's still manufacturing happening.
Yes, there
Thank
is.
God.
Yes.
You know, when you talked about mitumba, and for the international audience, mitumba means it's almost like the second-hand clothes, if I'm not right, that are brought down with bales from the West, and toy market is an example of that. So your dad at this time is in the manufacturing of
clothes.
Were you going with him to the...
A lot. Of all the siblings, I'm the one who was most keen. I don't know why, but my brother would be busy playing Frank, our horse, would be busy playing, busy playing, and my small sister would be busy playing. My elder sisters, yes, then they will go once in a while, but I was most keen. I used to really love going to the marketplace, because aside from manufacturing, then they also had retail stores within the market where they will sell. Then Dad will go and distribute to wholesalers across Kenya. So you go to Kisumu, you go to Kitale, Eldoret, Nakuru with bundles. You see those bales you're talking about? Now distributing to now people who are selling to other people. So he will do the wholesale business. But then we had a retail store in Uhuru Market, which I used to really love going to.
Wow, you know, one of the things that I'm learning, again, thank God for Financial Literacy Month and the guests that I've had the privilege of having this month, is the power of production. Yes. So what has happened right now is we have been taught to be consumers. But you, from the very early onset, you saw your introduction into finance or business or money was production. Wow.
Was production.
Man, okay. Yes, I'm beginning already. I'm excited. Still pretty enjoying. So now let's talk about then, of course, still touching with what you're seeing with your dad's business, though I want to hear about the introduction of school.
Okay. So at that time, because my brother and elder sister were already in primary school when we moved to Buruburu, they used to go to Uhuru Primary in Uhuru Estate, So they would commute from Umoja to Uhuru. So when we moved to Buru, I hadn't even gone to class 1. I was in nursery. So I went to nursery in Buruburu.
Okay.
Then I joined them to Uhuru Primary. I was in Uhuru Primary for just 2 years. No, for 3 years. Class 1 to 3. And then I transitioned. Now that time Buruburu was coming up. There was another primary school called Baraka Primary next to the Catholic Church. But my neighbors, they would go to Harambe Primary School or BD Primary School, which I really wanted to go. So when Baraka came, when Baraka was constructed, it was literally a walking distance. I could hear the bell from home. So I moved to Baraka Primary when I was in class 4.
What's your earliest memory though of primary? Because it sounds like you started, even nursery? Because it sounds like you started nursery in Buruburu, as you're saying. Can you remember that?
Yes, I remember. And nursery was fancy. So this school had a swing, a slide. We had nap time. It was really good. I don't know why that triggered, but my mom always tells me that I've got a good memory, because I remind her of things that happened, even when we were in Umoja. And she'd be like, hey, you remember that? Do you remember when that relative came? She'd be like, how do you remember that?
Wow.
Like, I don't know. I just remember. So nursery was fun. Uhuru Primary was not fun for me, because it was quite a walking distance. So either because of living with a lot of relatives, one of my uncles would walk me to school. Uncle Richard, thank you. He always reminds me. So walk me to Uhuru Primary, then in the evening, trek back, either someone will come and pick me up. I also had a cousin who used to drive remember the KBS, the buses?
Yes.
And before KBS had a fantastic system. So a bus will be on time, at a particular time at the Buruburu stage. So my cousin would either drop me in the evening when he does the route Uhuru through Buruburu.
I love the picture that you've painted of Eastlands, and particularly of Buru. Because you see, sometimes now when we talk about Eastlands, we speak about it and there's a negative connotation to it.
Yes.
But this sounds like it was upper middle class,
Yes.
well organized and structured.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It was really well organized. I remember we used to have Miss Buruburu pageant.
What?
Yes, my sister was Miss Buru for a long time.
What?
My elder sister, oh, she's a beautiful, beautiful girl.
Even you, man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah,
Alex,
thank
Foley,
you.
I'm not hitting on her, I promise. Alex is a happy, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So let's then go into, actually, there's something that you've said and I want to understand it. You talked about your home had a lot of people. So you're not just talking, it's like your dad was well-to-do.
Yes.
And it's like, it sounds like, I don't know if his siblings,
Yeah.
a lot of people would pass through your house.
Yes. A lot of people passed through our house. We even laugh with mom nowadays that food goes bad in her house because a lot of people passed through our house. And that has shaped some of the stories that you'll hear later in terms of just accommodating people. So my dad was the last born, and his father was a Mau Mau fighter.
Oh.
So he was the last born. My cousins from my dad's side are much, much older. Much older. Like when I was in class 2, these guys were working and married.
Whoa.
Then my mom on the other side is the firstborn from her family. So from my mom's side, we are the older ones, and some of our cousins, a lot of them are either right now in their early 20s.
Oh.
Yeah. So from my mom's family, her relatives will come. From my dad's family, and you see now my dad's family, my grandfather had 3 wives. So it's a huge family.
Where is he from? What part of Kenya?
Gatondo. Kiganjo, Gatondo.
Yeah.
And my mom is from Udhaya. So we've produced 2 presidents. On a lighter note, let me just slide that in.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
That's funny.
Yeah. You asked if my dad was well-to-do. My dad and my mom are generous. It has nothing to do with the wealth, but some of the stories I hear of what my dad has done for people, even now I understand the blessings that we live in and manifest. It is that seed. Generous, generous, generous human beings. Always giving. In terms of always giving, my small sister and I used to sleep on a mattress in my mom's room. We had bedrooms. At one point I told my mom, what's the point of calling it our room if I'm hardly ever here? Because there are always people in the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always people in the house.
And let me say this, it's amazing now when you're a parent and you're the one with your own home and you look and you're like, how on earth are you feeding all these guys?
I know. I know.
Oh, I will buy all these packets of bread, milk,
I know.
And now when you say they're generous, you understand it better because you have a different perspective.
Yes, because I have a different perspective.
Wow.
Of what wealth is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And we're going to get there.
Yeah.
I'll tease and say this is, we're still in the financial conversations because what Mercy has been able to do from a financial perspective will blow your mind. Let's go back. Okay, so Uhuru, tell me then about Uhuru Primary. What I've heard so far about the school is that you don't like the what's the word? Walking there.
The commute.
Yeah, the commute. That's the word.
The commute for me was a bit of a, because then you'd have to walk. So you walk past phase 3, if you know Buru, then you go past Jericho. And at times Jericho, you'll find boys who will tease you. Okay. So for me, I didn't like that. Okay. Yeah. But then now, thank God, God answered me.
But what about the school itself?
The school was okay. The school was actually okay because my siblings were stars, especially my sister. So I joined class 1. She must have been in class 7. Okay,
your sister from your dad's side. I get it. Okay, okay.
Yes, my elder sister.
Yes.
She was such a choppy and such a beautiful girl. Everyone knew. So if anyone tried to bully me, I'll say, I'm Wanjiko's sister. Then they will. So I liked the school just because of the fact that my brother and my sister were there. But if they had not been there, I wouldn't have liked it.
What about education-wise? Were you clever? Were you doing well in school? Were you average?
No. I was not doing well at all.
Yes! Yes!
Let me tell you something. Because my sister...
Hope for all of us.
My sister was so bright. She would be number 2, being called for prizes. I look at my report form. I'm number 2 from behind. So what me and my siblings decided to do is to erase. Remember the report book? I would rub it. And if I'm number 32, I rub the 3. Akipole mom, but I know you knew. Pole mom, my mommy, I'm so sorry. So I will erase the 3.
Yeah.
Then, see opening day, I have to put the 3 back because I have to take it. Signed. Then the second time, you haven't done well. So I have to go and erase the 3 that I put back. The thing, Rarukas.
Oh,
because of the
rubbing.
Because of the rubbing. Yeah. So my dad will look at it and he knew.
Yeah.
Imagine, yes. My dad just knew. So one day he told me, I want us to go to school so that we can talk to your teacher because I don't understand. Last time you had a different number. I think either now I erased the 2. Yes. I forgot. How come these numbers are changed? And I'm just looking at him. I'm like, Akiwishe. No. One incident I remember, my dad was very smart. So he asked me, I'd lost a sweater. And he asked me, did you look for your sweater? I looked at him and said, he was like, okay, are you sure you looked for it? Because I used to lose sweaters a lot. He's like, are you sure you looked for it? Did you ask your teacher? I said, no, I'm lying. He tells me, okay, fine, I'll come because you can't be losing sweaters at that rate. These are too many sweaters you're losing. Do you know the next day he came to school? He came to school, but he came to school not to embarrass me, but to prove to me that if you lie, you'll always get caught. So even with the report form thing of rubbing, he knew I was erasing. So he just said, no, I need to understand. I looked at him, I started crying. My brother is like, by the way, do not sell. Do not. Because I used to be.
Don't spill the beans.
I used to be that child. We agree. Our parents used to say, remember what to a picture?
Yeah.
Those who used to walk around and then they will come with like a thing.
Yeah, snake eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll come around the neighborhood. And my dad had a rule. No strangers in the house. So my elder sisters, 2 of them, used to love pictures. We'll take pictures and they tell me, you Njoki. So growing up, people used to call me Njoki. You Njoki, don't sell us out. My dad walks in. What happened today? Mtu wa picha alikuja, maua simama hapa, mimi simama hapa, fanya TikTok. They will look at me. No.
Daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl. Daddy's girl. Yeah, so those are some of the memories. But I wasn't performing well in my lower grades at all.
So you were in Uhuru for 3 years?
I was in Uhuru for 3 years, yes.
Then what happens after that?
Then I moved to Baraka. I moved to Baraka when I was in class 4. That was a fantastic experience because now it's a shorter walking distance. The people, the demographic was also a bit different therein. The school was nicer, cleaner, smaller, under construction. And I remember because of the growth stage of the school, it was growing organically. So the class 4 was the highest grade. Then they'll become 5, 6, 7 till 8.
So you were the first people to do class 8 in that school?
Yes, but I didn't do class 8 in that school.
But you were
our cohort.
Yes, in the first group. I was like that in Brace. Before us, so I get it from that.
Yes.
The question though, I've not heard you talk about friends.
Friends, there were a lot of friends, especially in Buru, because of the neighborhood. Yeah. Then our court, we were close, we were neat. There was Akina Zipora, Shiromo, Kami, Mudhon. It was such a nice growing up environment. Like even our folks will just let us eat in each other's houses.
No, nice.
Yeah.
It was such a community environment.
It was such a nice community environment. To the tune that if you misbehaved in someone else's house, trust me, by the time you get home, your mother will know.
If they themselves don't discipline you.
Yes, your mother will know if they don't discipline you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue then with the story from class 4. That's I've understood. So what I like doing is I like painting. I like having an understanding of your upbringing.
Yeah.
Because I know it always affects the future positively and negatively.
Yes.
So I'm already beginning to hear your dad's entrepreneurial side and how it's sipping into you. Actually, at this stage, up until class 4, when you go to your dad's place of work, are you involved?
Yes.
What does that actually, what does that look like?
That's a very good piece, actually. I was very, very involved from class 1. So my dad, remember
Class 1?
Yes, he would go on these trips to sell. Then he used to come with a leather bag. He had a leather bag, and like a laptop bag, but a bit
bigger,
thicker.
Yeah.
And the bag was full of money.
What?
Money, 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 money. So he'll call me to his room. He first goes showers, then he calls me to his room. Everyone is sitting watching TV. And he says, we lock the door. He says, I've come with money, we need to count. And I trust you.
What?
So he started showing me, this is how 5 sock looks like. Then there wasn't a K.
The
highest denomination was
500.
500, a red. So you'll be like, if you find 2, you put them together. If you find 2, you put them together. Then the 200s, you take the 200s, 5 of them, bunch them together. The 100s, bunch 10 of them, put them together, and then just stack them up. So that was my introduction to money.
Wow.
And it used to fill the whole bed. A lot of money from his trip.
Because he's going to distribute clothes to the wholesalers. They've paid him.
Yes.
It's not
Cash.
they pay him after.
No.
It is
Cash.
on delivery.
Cash.
Ooh.
Cash.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we'll count the money, and then he will pay me after.
What?
Yes. He'll pay me 500 bob.
As 6-year-old or 7?
Yes. 6-year-old.
Wow.
Not once. So that was my introduction to money.
And he's only calling you, not your other siblings as well?
Just me.
Okay.
Yeah, just me. Then there was now the marketplace. Remember, aside from manufacturing, they also had a retailer shop. So that shop was in Uhuru Market, Block E, shop number 1. And my dad was the chairman of this whole Uhuru Marketplace. There was a lot of trade that used to happen then, and still happens even now. My dad was very, very popular, and people really loved him. So they made him chairman of the place. Yeah. So his shop, they will sell. You go put on the mannequin. We used to say valisha mannequin go. Then you hang it up. You hang it up. So they're hanged up the same way you'll just see it in a boutique. Yeah?
Yes.
So I used to be the cashier. So my mom is there. My mom is either busy, chama, calling people. It was such a fancy setup. So when people will come, I would be punching the calculator and giving them change. Then I would arrange the money, 200s, just like in a till. Yeah. So that was my introduction to money, which I absolutely appreciate. I am so grateful for my parents involving me in their business.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, for you, that means business, commerce, later on must have just been a norm. It's something that you've known all your life.
Yes.
It's like a reflex for you.
Absolutely.
It wasn't an introduction now, now let's enter this thing.
Yes.
I mean, you already earned money. What are you doing that 500 you're earning? Can you remember buying sweets, playing?
No, I think I'll give it to my mom and then just to keep it for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom, you owe me some money.
Just remember.
I've just remembered. To 500 tongo, twingy. Yeah.
Okay, so class 4 now. I've caught up now.
There's something else that happened. A good memory of Uhuru Primary. In class 2, the UNEP, I think, involved a lot of kids in tree planting. And they also asked us to donate some money. So I went home with the form, and I told my dad, we've been asked to donate some money. So he was like, okay, fine. You on Tuesday, after school you'll be picked, you come to Uhuru Market, I'll help you to mobilize the money. So my dad literally took me to all his friends and said, he will now tell them in Kikuyu, msichana has something to tell you. And then he'll tell me, So I will tell them, my name is UNEP is trying to raise money for blah, 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 blah. So I'm looking for donations. Wow. I went door to door, door to door, door to door. And people were giving me 200, 500, 150. Money, 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 money. A lot of money. Do you know, 2 things happened. Okay, let me first speak to the first one. The first one was, out of that experience, I was the highest mobilizer in Kenya. In Kenya? Yes. So at assembly, Now the headmistress says, I don't remember her name, says, oh, remember the initiative we did? One of our students topped the country in terms of donations. I even have that certificate at home.
What?
Masi Njoki Njoroge. I'm like, what? I'm in class 2. I was tiny. But then, you see what my dad did? I always tell my colleagues that was my introduction to capital raising. Wow. Because I started pitching at class 2.
Wow.
He did not pitch for me. He just said, Nidarehe mwiretu.
I brought,
Nimeleta msichana. I've brought the girl.
Yes.
She has something to say. So I will say my name, say the project, and my request. And then write their names and the amount of money in the sheet of paper, and then thank them. Then go to the next person. The same thing, the same thing. So that really, every time I think about it, I'm like, there is nothing in my life, in our lives, that happens by chance. You'll see how that story connects later on.
That is such a powerful story.
Class 2.
You know, and the reason why I say this, it is not that fundraising was limited to class 2 students. It meant even, and by the time it's across the country, it meant even class 8 students could raise, at least I know from class 1 to primary, anybody in primary.
Yes, it was a primary project, primary school project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we're continuing from Baraka.
Baraka, primary.
Class 4.
Awesome.
We'll be back in a second.
Yep.